Hey guys, it's Melissa here from melissaoatman.com. Welcome to Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness, a daily podcast devoted to spirituality and self-help. If you're new, I want to welcome you. If you're returning, welcome back. So before I dive into the topic for today, I just want to let you know about a couple of things that are going on in my world that I'm super excited about. The first thing is my new monthly membership program. So those of you who haven't heard, I have now started a new monthly membership. It is called Awaken Your Magic. And in this monthly membership, for a fee of $30 a month, I will be putting you in my own private Facebook group, which only my group members have access to. I will be doing a masterclass each month on different topics, and the topics are guided really by the group. I asked what topics you want to learn more about, and so our very first masterclass was on blasting through blocks to money. So we did a tapping, and we also talked about where those money beliefs come from, and it was amazing. It was so much fun. And if you are a member of the group, I post the videos on the Facebook page. So even if you join late, you have access to all of the classes we've already done, and those will be yours for as long as you are a member. Also included in the monthly membership is a group card reading just for the members. So I do my Monday night card reading, but if you are a member of my monthly group, then I do a card reading one day out of the month for my group members, and we dive into more personal readings for you. So you will get more than just one card like you would on a Monday night. You can bring to me any topic that you'd like some clarity on, and I will pull cards for you and try to dive more into it to give everyone some guidance. So it's basically the next best thing to working one-on-one with me. And for some people, that's more in their budget, and it's a way for them to stay motivated and learn new tools every month to keep them on their spiritual path. Not only do I do a masterclass and do a card reading, but I also will throw affirmations there and other tools that you can use to help keep you on the right path each and every day to living your absolute best life. So I'm super excited about that. We already have several members joined. I'm excited for even more to be joining. So if you're interested, you can just go to my website, melissaoatman.com, and you will see a page under the offerings. You have to click the plus sign when you see offerings, and it's called Awaken Your Magic. And when you click on the page, you can sign up through PayPal, and I believe it gives you several options. You can do PayPal credit, or you can pay other ways through PayPal. And once enrolled, I will invite you to my Facebook group, and that is where everything can be found. And you will be a member until you decide to cancel, which you can cancel at any time. So check that out. Also, don't forget to check out my 10-day intensive self-love course. It's only $20 right now. And if you've ever suffered from low self-esteem, history of having issues with boundaries and people taking advantage of you, this is a great course because it's sort of like a crash course in everything that I've learned along the way that took me years and thousands of dollars to learn. I kind of made it a catch-all place. It's sort of a mini course that's similar to my You Are Lovable course, but it's still different, and it's only $20 right now, which is less than a cup of Starbucks coffee each day, and you are so worth the investment, and that price will be going up. So please take advantage of that while you can. Again, that is also available on my website. That's available from my offerings page, but you can also learn more about it if you're interested from the 10-day intensive self-love course page. Also, I have my 30-day purpose intensive program, and that is where you can work with me one-on-one. It is an awesome program because for 30 days, you have exclusive access to me. We have 4 sessions, but if you're struggling and going through things and you need to talk to me, you can message me or call me, and I will get back to you with the tools you need, anything that you need that's going to help you get you to your goals. And I've been working with quite a few people and seeing some awesome results. So if you feel like, hey, I want to take my life to the next level, I want to blast through any blocks to money or love or my self-love, if you want to change careers, if you want to lose weight, because I'm doing hypnotherapy now as well, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I do offer a payment plan also with that program. And if you're kind of like you want to work with me and you don't know if you want a course, I have revamped my Love Your Life course, and now that course includes 2 one-on-one sessions with me, and I do offer a payment plan for that course as well. You can check all of that out on my website. It's just melissaoatman.com. And if you'd like to work with me, but you're not really sure what you want or what you need, book a discovery call with me. You can do that from my homepage. In about the middle of the page that says book a call with me. And if you do that, it will send you a Zoom link and I will meet up with you and we can connect and you can see if my energy matches yours and if you would be a good fit and if I can help you reach your goals. And I know I can help you reach your goals, but like anything, I truly believe you have to connect with the person you're working with, whether it's a counselor or a coach. You have to be a good fit for me, and I have to be a good fit for you because I want to invest in people who are willing to make changes for themselves to have a better life. So if you want to work with me and you think to yourself, I don't know what I need, or I'd like to check this out more, don't hesitate. Book a discovery call with me from my website or just reach out to me. I love talking to people. I would absolutely love to get together and see how I can help you best achieve your goals. All right, so I just wanted to talk about those things. Now we're going to dive into today's topic. I have had a lot of people reach out to me, either clients or people that are listening to my podcast, who've said, I'm really interested in amping up my psychic or intuitive abilities, and I don't know how to do that. And that's a really great question, and I get it a lot. And I know that I've done podcast episodes about it in the past, but I always think it's good to revisit topics because we're at different points in our lives and different points in our journey. And perhaps back then you were like, yeah, no, I'm good. And now you're like, yeah, I feel like I'm up leveling and I want to really tap into this topic. So we're going to talk about this today. You may have noticed there are a lot of new energies out there. We're still going through huge shifts right now, and there are new energies available to us. So I'm going to talk about and focus on the 4 C's of psychic abilities, which is clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairsentience, and claircognizance. Now, most people who identify with having some sort of psychic ability will have one or more of these abilities. You don't have to be limited to one. I personally feel like I connect more with being clairsentient and claircognizant. So let me explain really quickly what those are, and then we'll dive more deeply into that. So clairaudience is when you have the ability to hear voices. And I have experienced this, but not on a deep level. My experience with clairaudience has been, there have been a few times when I have laid down to go to sleep and I heard someone say my name loud and clear, and I recognized the voice, and it would be the voice of someone that I loved. And at the time, the people were not dead. They hadn't crossed over or anything like that. And later on, after talking to them, I learned that one person was praying for me, and another person was just really thinking about me, which I thought that was just really cool that I heard them clearly say my name. The other type of clair is clairvoyance, which is seeing images. Again, this is not one that I'm strong in, but I have occasionally seen things. I had a vision one night where I woke up and saw Jesus at the foot of my bed, and he was with someone who had recently crossed over, and I knew a message for me to get to that person's loved one that they were fine because their passing was kind of traumatic and chaotic. I've also seen angels out of the corner of my eye. But again, this is not really the main way that I connect. I do believe that you can deepen all of these abilities. I think that there are things that you can do to practice them and to get better at them. These are not the 2 main ways that I connect. The main ways that I connect is through clairsentience, which is recognizing feelings. And when I work with Reiki clients, for example, or if I'm doing a reading, I can connect to your energy and I can tell you how you're feeling either physically or emotionally. I can do both. And so I've had clients who come to me, and when I go to do Reiki, I will connect with them. And before we even do anything, I'll say, well, I can tell that you are feeling very resentful and you feel very stuck in your career. And I start talking about things and they just get a weird look on their face like, how did you know that? Because it's not something that you can go and look up on Facebook. I mean, I guess you could try, but I don't have time to do things like that, number one. And number two, most people don't post things like that on their Facebook page. So it's me connecting to your energy. The other thing that I connect to strongly is claircognizance, which is just knowing. And I've apparently had this ability for a long time and not known it, because to me, it's like a thought pops into my head. And before I really dove into psychic abilities and what all of this was, I just thought that it was my own thoughts popping into my head. And I will tell you how to recognize the difference between your thought and what's coming from source, because that can be very confusing. But after doing a lot of work, I realized that this was not something that was just my own thought popping into my head, because I was getting thoughts that were about things there's no way that I could know about. So it took me working with other people, other clients. I, of course, practiced with myself first, but then I started working with clients when I started doing practice with them. At first, I wouldn't want to say what was popping into my head because I'd think, okay, I'm going to get this wrong and they're going to think I'm an idiot and I'm just making things up. And then I would just say what came to me and people would say, oh my gosh, yeah, how'd you know that? So that's how I connect, is I can connect to their energy, and I get a feeling. I know how they're feeling because I feel the same way. That's why a lot of people who are empaths, they have that clairsentience, and it's overwhelming because you get into large crowds and you can feel these different feelings and you think, okay, why am I feeling like this? Is this really me? And most of the time it's not. You're picking up on other people's energy. So when you talk about having any of these abilities, you also have to learn how to shield yourself and to turn it off when you need to, because you don't have to be on all the time. I don't think most psychics want to walk around like Teresa Caputo, where they just start telling everyone about their lives. Like, most people don't want to live their life like that because that's super hectic and crazy, and people would be annoyed by you, and then you'd be annoyed by all the people who are following you around like, please give me a message. So most people don't do that. They figure out how to turn it off when they need to, or to not pay attention to it. So the first one we're going to talk about is clairaudience. Clairaudient messages sort of sound like, for me, it just sounded like the person that I knew. If we're going to say like, almost like telepathy, but not really. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but you can hear like short messages. They may be one word. You may hear a number. You may hear a name, for example, and every once in a while I'll get this if a client asks me, hey, what's my guide's names? And then sometimes I'll hear the name, and it sounds like just a voice that doesn't sound scary or anything like that. They're usually just short messages that can come out to you. Again, I don't have a lot of experience with this, but I know there are a lot of people who do. You may have been somewhere sometime and maybe you heard someone like I had call your name and you turn around and there's nobody there. That's an example of clairaudience. So there are some ways that you can develop this gift, and it might be one of the easier gifts to develop. I guess that's probably a matter of opinion. But when you think about how a radio works, you're really tuning into a radio to hear what they're offering very clearly. In being a psychic, it's kind of the same way. The message that you're trying to receive is like you're trying to tune that radio dial, but you're the radio. And so you're trying to get that message and you're trying to get it to come in that clearly. So one of the ways that you can develop this is to focus in on the sounds around you, to try to really hone in on what you're hearing, because we go through life and it's very noisy and there are many distractions around us. So focused listening is a great way to develop this psychic tool, because we honestly don't pay attention that closely to what we're hearing. So you can take a few deep breaths and set the intention that you want to increase your psychic hearing. Just relax your body and gently tune into the sounds that you can hear around you. Are there birds singing around you? Is there wind flying through the tree leaves, through the branches? Maybe a song that you heard on the radio. So try to focus your hearing in different directions and what you are hearing. And this trains your mind to hear more subtle sounds and to differentiate between the sounds. So another thing you can do is to sit in a room that's silent and imagine music playing in your mind. And when you imagine the sound of your mind and the sound of music way back in the day, or imagine maybe a sound that you were familiar with, like maybe you listened to your brother playing a musical instrument back in the day when you guys were younger, and maybe it was annoying to you back then. Trying to go back and hearing those sounds, that can be a really good way to tap into the way that this works, which is you tuning into like a radio station. So that's why it works for you. So that's clairaudience. Clairvoyance is the gift of sight, and a message for clairvoyance usually arrives as an image in the mind. It usually comes as a metaphor. So it may not be, even though you might see, for example, maybe you see a tree, they're not really trying to get to you the message about a tree literally. Usually it's about something else. Like maybe you see a flower and it's about something blossoming. And one of the things that I talk to about one of my clients here is that if you're seeing images and if this is how you connect, it's a really good idea for you to have a notebook and to write down the symbols you're seeing and what they represent for you. Because then in that way you can talk to your guides and you can set up a sort of a system where, hey, if I see a rose, to me, it means love. If I see a red rose, if I see a yellow rose, it means this person was your friend coming through. You can come up with all kinds of images that are symbols for you that mean different things. And you can keep that in a notebook so that when you work with your guides, because they are willing to work with you, they're not just trying to give you images that confuse you, but we often don't know how to interpret those when we first see them. So if you can go through there and say, okay, when I see this symbol, it means this. Like when I see a birthday cake, or just a cake, it means birthday. If I see, if I see a candle, it represents a wedding. Whatever you want to use as your symbols, it's something that you're developing. And in that way, you can work with your guides. How to develop that is to just be on the lookout and paying attention to visions that just pop into your mind out of the blue. Now, you can use hypnosis and meditation to help you to develop clairvoyance, but a really good thing to do is just to sit. And again, a big portion of developing all of these skills has to do with sitting in stillness, because we're often so busy we don't pay attention to the signs we're actually getting. So sit in some stillness and put the intention out there to the universe that you want to practice your clairvoyance. And sit, take a deep breath, clear your energy, and then see what pops into your mind and if any images come to you. I have been noticing more lately at night when I lay down, I see more things popping into my mind's eye. So what is it that you get images of? Really slowing down is a great way to help this, but you can also do some third eye opening exercises that will help with this as well. And there are meditations that are out there. I have one on my YouTube channel, but there are also some guided meditations out there just on YouTube in general. The next is clairsentience, and this is the messages that come through as feelings. So you are connecting to someone else's emotions. And if you have been told your whole life that you are too sensitive, you probably are clairsentient. You have this ability because you can get, again, connecting to someone who might be really super high energy, that might overwhelm you. And on the other hand, connecting to someone who's depressed, you may instantly feel sad, or you're not really understanding why you're feeling this way. Or maybe if you're working with someone or talking to someone who's going through a physical symptom, you may feel it too. Like you may feel the pain that they're experiencing in certain parts of their bodies. So one way to develop this is to really pay attention to how you feel when you connect with certain people, and then write it down, keep it in a journal. And then you'll kind of begin to see that, hey, you know what? A lot of these feelings I thought were my own really aren't. They're really not my own. They are other people's. And it's really about being aware and observant of what you're going through. And if you really want to try to connect, what you can do is, again, take a time out and sit in some silence, clear your energy by closing your eyes and just take a few deep breaths, clear your energy, and put the intention out there that you want to connect with someone's energy. And then I would have a pen and paper with you, and I would just start writing down what you get. And you can ask someone if you can do this on them, if they are okay with you connecting to their energy. They don't have to be in the room with you. I connect with people who are not in the room with me, but they can be. And then just see what comes to you, and then ask that person, this is what I was getting. I was getting feelings of being anxious, and, whatever comes to you, and then ask them, is this right? Is this correct? And just see and practice that way. The last psychic ability we're going to talk about today is claircognizance. And this is what I would like to call when thoughts just jump into my head. So when I work with clients, I will all of a sudden get a thought in my brain like, let's say a client's coming to me and asking me about their partner. And I'll say, did your partner cheat on you? Did you have trust issues with this person? And they're like, yeah, how did you know that? And it's because these thoughts are just popping into my head. And for me, when I really get in the flow and start working with people, it comes out of my mouth almost as quickly as I'm getting it. It seems like it's happening at the same time, like it's just coming out. That's just because I've gotten so good at connecting to it. Before, it would pop in my head and it would take me several minutes before I'd even get the courage to want to say to people what was popping into my head, because I would think, this is crazy and they're going to think I'm nuts and I don't really want to say this out loud. But I was realizing the more I did it, that this was not my own thought. This was thought coming from their guides or from source. And so now I just say it when it comes to me. And it's like getting a download from a computer hard drive. All of a sudden, all this information just starts coming, and I just start saying what's coming to me. And then people will notice sometimes I start speaking really quickly, and it's because all of this information just is like kind of downloading very quickly to me. And so you may be able to use this ability in your own life. Like if you feel stumped about a problem, you can put a problem out to the universe. And again, take a few moments to clear your energy, close your eyes, and put the intention out there that you would like the universe, using claircognizance, to give you the answer through thought. And again, you'll want to have pen and paper with this one, because you'll start writing down what you're getting. And pretty soon you're going to start to see like, oh, I would never have come up with that idea. This was not my own idea. And there are a lot of people, I believe that a lot of musicians and authors, they really connect with this particular ability, because they will talk about how, and I totally agree with this because I felt the same way when I wrote my book, they'll sit down to write a song, or they'll sit down to write a book, or maybe if it's like an actor or a director, writer, producer, they sit down to think about how they want to write a movie. Maybe they do a screenplay, and they'll say, it just came out so quickly. Like I was able to write this song in such a short amount of time. Like for my book, for example, it only took me a couple of months, which would have thought it would have taken so much longer than that. And Dolly Parton, for example, she wrote 2 hit songs in one day. Like, most of us can't say that, but I feel like they're getting a lot of intuitive hits from the universe that's helping them to tap into that creativity, and they're getting constant ideas. So again, that's a great way, is just to stop, clear your mind, clear your energy, set the intention that you want to get answers through claircognizance, and ask your question out to the universe, and then see what comes to you. Wait a few minutes. And when you first start doing this, it may feel like it might be taking a while. Keep doing it, because you'll get better and better at this. And see what comes to you. Again, writing it down is great, because you may not remember. You may be so in the moment that you don't remember the information that you got. So writing it down is a great way, so you can go back and look at it and say, oh yeah, that's exactly what I was asking for, was that answer. And I never would have thought of that idea. So this is a great way to do that. So again, these are the main types of psychic abilities that people relate to. There is more out there, but these are the main ones. And a really good way to tap into all of these is to sit in stillness, set the intention that you want to practice this, and to work with the universe and really practicing. There are guided meditations out there that you can do, and you can do third eye opening meditations and crown chakra, because again, the crown chakra is how we connect to divine, to source. So you can do those as well. I think there are also tappings out there that you can do to try to help develop these abilities, but really just working at it, because it is a muscle. And writing is so helpful, because you write it down and you look back at it and go, oh yeah, that was the universe giving me that intuitive hit. So I hope that helps you. I hope that makes sense. I may make that some topics of the master class in my monthly membership, and try to work with people on how to work on those abilities, because I know a lot of people are interested in that, because it really can help you in your own life. Anyway, keep trying and don't give up. Know that we're all born with psychic abilities. It's just that we lose it as we get older, because we're told that it's not possible, or we shouldn't want to be able to do these things. So keep working at it. You can develop these skills. All right, guys. So I wanted to pull a card for you today, and the card I pulled is actually from my deck, Divine Whispers, And the card I pulled is Forgiveness is the greatest gift you can give. Is there someone in your life that you need to forgive today? Hurt is heavy. You need to let it go. When we hold on to feelings of hurt, betrayal, and resentment, it is like carrying a heavy weight around our backs. Not only is it physically burdensome, but it's also emotionally crippling as well. Harboring feelings of unforgiveness can even cause you to become physically sick. When we forgive others, we aren't telling them that what they did is okay. We are simply allowing ourselves to be free of the burden that we have been carrying around. In essence, it is a gift we are giving ourselves. The other person doesn't even need to know that we have forgiven them. It's more about feeling better ourselves. You will also be cutting the energetic cord that ties you to this person or situation, and in return, you will feel lighter and freer. Let go of the hurt today. All right, guys. Well, I want to thank you so much for being here with me. As always, if you like this podcast, please subscribe. Please leave me a positive review from wherever you're listening. You can leave me some stars on iTunes. Don't forget to go to my website, melissaoatman.com, if you want to work with me. There are so many ways you can work with me. And don't forget to follow me on social media. I go live Mondays at 6:30 Central, where I do a free card reading. If you show up for the live, I'll pull a card especially for you. I hope you have a beautiful day from wherever you're listening, and I am sending you so much love and light. I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.